Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show. Ladies and gentlemen, don't touch that dial. We have a great program here today, and it has a lot to do with your health, okay? So the snow melted. Now you can stick around a little bit and get out and get a little fresh air and get a little exercise, and that's what this show's all about. And we're going to talk about some things that are going on in Norristown. We have a lot of things going on. So just a little plug. I want to get a little plug here. In the whole month of March, okay? A whole month of March. What am I saying arch for, huh? March, arch. Wow, okay. The Emperor Jones. I had an opportunity to interview the guy that's the top guy. You know, he's the lead actor. Mm-hmm. Great show. Now, it's at the Center Theater on DeKalb Street, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, it's 8 o'clock performance. Sunday, 2 o'clock. Every weekend, so just jot it down. It's a great show. And not only that, but you come into Norristown, you got some nice restaurants around here. You got pizza places, you got Chinese restaurant, Asian, you got everything here, okay? Now, my guest today from Norristown, Pennsylvania, Montgomery Hospital. Her name is Laura McFarland, right? Mm-hmm. And Pickle.
Pickle,
right.
Correct.
Got three names in case you miss one and get the other one. All right, now. And she's the director of marketing at the Montgomery Hospital. So we got a lot of things here to put in within the half hour. There's no commercials. There's no nudity, no profanity in this show, okay? It's a strictly good for you. Exercise. The temperatures are going up. The snow's all melted. Now it's time to get out, get some fresh air.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
What do you want to start with first?
Well, why don't we start with something that's really close to your heart, Hank, which is the walk through the park.
Okay,
Let's talk about walk through the park, since we're talking about exercise and fresh air.
Right.
Walk through the park is on May 21st this year. It's a week later than it normally is, but it's May 21st, Saturday, May 21st, and it is our walk through the park that supports cancer programs at Montgomery Hospital.
Right.
It's a fantastic.
Dr. Grayfeet, right?
Dr. Grayfeet,
right. Oh.
the cancer
hey,
team
Dr.
over
Grayfeet's
there.
the one that took care of me for my, what was it, colon cancer? Yeah, she gave me radiation. Mm-hmm. No, prostate, she gave me radiation. Mm-hmm. Colon and cancer, they give me chemo. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're talking to a guy that went through all this, you know, so, and I'm still here, I'm 87, so look, let's pay attention. Let's exercise and hear what we have to say here. Now, come on, go.
Our walk through the park is an annual event. This is our 8th annual walk. It's been going on for 8 years, and it provides support for our cancer programs, both radiation oncology and medical oncology or chemotherapy at the hospital. We invite all community members to join with us for the walk. We have little babies that come and walk with us. We have people pushing strollers. Pets are invited. We have lots of dog lovers that like to come and bring the dogs.
Bring your dogs.
Bring your dogs.
Bring your
your
baby
dogs.
coaches.
Last year I saw somebody that had a cat. So bring your animals. We like that. We're walking through the park. It's a 3-mile walk through the Norristown Farm Park, which is a beautiful walk.
Baby coaches too,
Bring
right?
your baby coaches. That's what I'm going to do this year and bring my baby
You
in
got a
coach.
bambino?
I got a bambino.
No
That's
kidding.
right. Yep, I had a bambino this summer.
Boy or girl?
I had a little girl, Morgan.
You're going to call her Rockette? a rocket. If it's a boy,
The way
call
her
Rock.
legs move all the time, I should call her a rockette.
Hey, so we meet at Norristown High School,
Yep,
right?
we gather
Okay.
at Norristown High
Now,
School.
And register, we register.
You can register before the walk for $30
Right.
by calling 610-270-2481, or you can visit us on the web at montgomeryhospital.org, and I know that we'll flash that information up
Slow
later.
down a little bit so these people don't hear you. That's why I get criticized because I talk too fast. So, all right, go ahead.
You can register ahead of the event. It's $30. Or you can register on the day of the event, and that's $40.
Okay.
So I highly suggest that you pre-register.
Right.
And
it's all a benefit.
It's all
okay?
benefit.
It's all
it goes straight towards the cancer programs.
It's not going to go to Yokohama or
Nope.
whatever, no man's land. It's going to go right.
It's going straight towards cancer programs, the treatment programs at Montgomery Hospital, and that includes not only the treatment programs that go on for folks like yourself who are getting physical treatment, but also for support programs. We have lots of support groups at the hospital, and you need to have some funding to keep those going. And some of our folks have been participating in those programs for years and years and years. We do a lot of different things to provide outreach and education.
Right.
So all of that is important for our community. So we really try to raise awareness about cancer through this walk, but also to raise monies to help support cancer programs.
You know, I hear people say, well, I'm going to get treated for cancer. I'm going to go to Philadelphia. I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to go here, going to go. We got the best right here.
We got good stuff.
Really,
That's
right
true.
here at Norristown.
That's
really.
true. And highly personalized
and you know what gets
care.
me? It's all these doctors. They all went to the same school. They have the same teachers. They got all the same education, and we got all the top facilities to use. You know, and I'm a perfect example of you know. The first time I got my treatment was the old radiation, and there was a possibility that, like, if the cancer was here, that they would hit it here, but it would sometimes damage.
It diffuses.
So then they come out with the other one. What's that, MR? Or
They came out with IMRT.
right. Okay. And I had a lot to do with getting that
you
because
did.
they
You
said,
did.
well, we don't have one here in Montgomery County. What do you mean you don't have one? Well, all these
right.
people getting cancer and everything. They have the machine that costs about $12 million. And now the machine they got now zeroes right in.
Correct.
And it just takes care of get rid of the
Correct.
cancer and don't hurt any other cells around
No,
it.
we're one of the few hospitals in the Philadelphia area that has rapid arc technology, which provides the most precise radiation therapy treatment available on the market. And it pinpoints, absolutely pinpoints
Right.
radiation therapy.
Don't hurt anything
And it
else.
protects all of the tissue around where that tumor is. And that treatment, as you know, you were at the grand opening last
Yeah.
year. We've had it for about a year.
Right, right.
That we have that fantastic treatment. It really is a great thing for our patients. It decreases your time that you need to have treatment. The treatment time is actually about 2 minutes, which is a little bit less than what it was before. And the facility that is in within the hospital is actually a state-of-the-art facility. And we're using paperless records there, so we have electronic medical records in that facility. So it's a really high-tech area with all of this fantastic treatment and really state-of-the-art technology.
You know, when I remember when the doctor first time I got colon cancer, when they told me you got cancer. You know, well, every time I took a test, I was pretty healthy, being a fighter, boxer, referee, police officer, kind of thing. You know, everything was all right. But then they told me, hey, you got cancer, you know. Well, I didn't go in shock or anything, but you say, well, you know, and then they say, old story, well, why me? Well, because I got cancer. But it's not a death sentence.
It's not. No, it's not.
So, you know, they say an informed nation's a peaceful nation. An informed patient is a healthy patient.
That's right.
You know.
That's
So
right.
whenever in doubt, check it out.
That's right.
you
One
know.
of the best pieces of advice I got last year was actually from a doctor. We were talking about colon cancer and colon cancer screening month last year, which is actually in March. So that's one of the things we want to talk about today. But this doctor said to me that you as a person, you know your body better than anybody else knows you. No matter what physician is looking at you, you know when you don't feel well, you know when you've had a change, you know when something just isn't right, and you have to make sure that you're very tenacious. You're very, you get in there and you fight it out, and you say, you know what, I'm not going to give up until I find out what's going on. And you have to do that. And a lot of people, when it comes to cancer or things that they're afraid could be cancer, they get really afraid and they won't go and get the testing. And you need to listen to what Hank says when he says, when in doubt, check it out. That's one of the things that I tell people, actually, is that when you have a question mark, you need to go take a look. You need to find out what's going on, because if you catch cancer early, your ability to treat that cancer is so much greater than if you let it hang on or you let it progress and then it gets to a point where you can't treat it. Somebody like yourself who had colon cancer, if you catch that early, you have a much greater chance of getting rid of it.
Well, I guess I got it early. I don't know.
If you catch it early,
I'm still here.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
You
You're
know?
still fighting. It's a very important
But you
thing.
know, it was Liz Kinolitis,
Yes.
right? She was the first one, and she called Stan Husky and says, we need to raise some money to get some equipment, you know. And at that time, I don't think I had cancer. I hadn't been diagnosed at that time. But I said, hey, we'll do it.
Sure.
So we got to raise some money. I says, let's have a spaghetti supper, you know. Well, Stan says, well, we got to make more money. Spaghetti supper, you don't make so much money. I said, but we're still going to have a spaghetti supper.
right.
But so we come up with this walk, okay? And it's been successful. And each year it's been
grows.
bigger and bigger
That's right.
and bigger.
That's
you
right,
know.
and we want this year to be bigger than last year and bigger and better.
You know, I'd like to see police officer, firemen.
That's
you know,
right.
they should be in top. They should be in top shape.
Yes, they
And
should.
to come in there and set an example. You know,
That's right.
walk with us. You know.
That's right.
So, in fact, my grandson just was put on the police department here, West Norton. So, and he likes to exercise and everything. I
Sure.
got him one amateur fight. He knocked the guy out in 17 seconds. So now I'm going to see if he can be available
That's right.
on the 21st of May and walk with us.
That would be
Walk with
great.
your grandfather.
That's
okay?
right.
He
That's
can help
right.
me out a little bit, you know.
That's right.
But that is one of the greatest thing is helping people.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about having a good time while you're still healthy. Okay, don't wait until you get too sick and say, "Oh, I want to go here. I should have went there." Go. Don't wait until it's too late.
And take charge of your health now. Things like walking. Walking is a great way to
Right.
keep yourself healthy, and it's one of the ways that you can help to lower your risk of lots of different diseases, including cancer and including heart disease. Those are two, making sure that you're staying active and you're staying healthy. Those are on the list of things, of ways to reduce your risk of developing certain types of diseases. And you want to make sure, if you're someone who has been diagnosed with cancer, is a cancer survivor, or has a strong family history of cancer in the family, you want to make sure that you're keeping your weight down, that you're maintaining a good weight, that
My
you're
bod's
eating
over here.
well.
I like the pasta. That's my only problem. And my
I understand.
Dr. Sheepster just the other day checked my eyes. He says, "You got diabetes, but you know you're in good shape and everything." And he says, "But I says, I says, Doc, I says I like pasta." He says, "Well," he says, "just think of a big bowl of spaghetti, macaroni, just like that." He says, "And just look at it as a big bowl of sugar." You know what I'm saying to myself? And sugar's not good when you
No.
got diabetes.
No.
So I got diabetes. I got the eyes. I got the cataracts out. I got the two hip replacements, Dr. Paleo. I got colon cancer, prostate cancer. What else? Okay. So
But
I'm
we're
still
going to walk.
bobbing and weaving,
That's
you
right.
know?
We're going to walk.
Right,
We're going to
gonna
walk, and we're going to
So
stay
come on
healthy.
out there. I'll be there.
That's right, I'll be there.
I'm going to MC it. I have the whistle.
That's right.
The whistle I started with. The whistle I started in the police department, 1951. That will start it. But you know, all right now. What else? You got something else going on? The health month.
Yes, as I mentioned.
The heart.
Yep, as I mentioned, we have this month, which is March, is colon cancer month. So I want to remind people that if you have a family history of colon cancer or you are 50 and above, you need to go get your colonoscopy. You need to go get checked.
Colon. Colonoscopy, okay.
You need to make
That's
sure you get
important.
those checked. It's very important because people tend not to do things when it comes to colon cancer because and it takes people like you to say that because it can be a very private thing for folks.
Right.
Get your colonoscopy. Don't be afraid. Get checked. If you get checked early, your chance of catching a polyp very early and having it not turn into cancer is much higher.
Right.
The other piece is that February, which we just finished the other day, I can't believe it already.
So,
but
well, this
February
show-
was Heart Month.
Right.
It's National Heart Month because the American Heart Association sponsors Heart Month every year. And we want folks to remember that even though February is over, we really want you to take care of your heart. It's so important. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death among men and women in the United States. It's been that way for a long time. We want people to make sure that they're not just thinking about their heart on Valentine's Day, because
Right.
that's what happens. People
No.
start thinking about their
All
heart around
year
Valentine's.
round.
It's
Right.
all year round, and there are things that you should know and things that you should be doing in order to maintain good heart health. And just like I said about walking and exercising,
Right.
it doesn't mean that you need to go to the gym 3 times a week or 5 times a week, or that you have to do all kinds of
Walk.
fancy things. Walking, swimming, doing things that keep your heart active and keep you active,
mind going
keep
too,
your
right.
mind going, watching your diet. It doesn't mean that you're starving yourself, but watching your diet, making sure that you're taking good care of yourself and keeping yourself in balance will help your heart. You need to know your cholesterol levels.
Right.
You need to know what your risk factors are. If you're smoking, you need to stop smoking. You need to stop smoking. Make sure that you stop. And if you need help, we've got classes
smoked, but
at
I didn't
Montgomery.
inhale, and that wasn't like Clinton, President Clinton. He says, but I really didn't because I was a boxer.
That's right, you can't.
And boxers, I didn't smoke.
That's right.
But I broke my hand. I was down in Atlanta, Georgia, so they told me to get a job with strength my hand. So I got a construction job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So I was working a jackhammer. Boom, 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 boom. And you know, I put it down. I was tired. You know, I put it down. And the boss come over and says, "Come on," says, "keep that thing going." I said, "Well, the guys are over there just standing there smoking. They're resting." He says, "Yes," says, "but they're smoking." Oh! Next day, I got a pack of cigarettes. and I was able to rest, see? But, you know, it's so important, you know, and you're talking about the heart. I had a close shave, and when I had the hip replacement, Dr. Paleo operated. First time was 8 years ago, and and I'll tell you how things changed. The first time I got hip replacement, I was in over a week. I was in a hospital, and I had a lot of pain.
Okay.
And then I'd come home. I'd have to stay home 2 or 3 weeks or so. Somebody had to come down. The 8 years later, the other hip, you know, got jealous,
Right,
you know,
right.
and wanted to get operated on too. And I was only in the hospital 3 days. I had no pain because they put some kind of solution in the venous, you know, and I was out of the hospital in 3 days.
Yep.
I was home. I was driving a car or so within a
Yep.
week, you
You're
know.
walking around.
So that's how technology,
Sure.
you know, so don't be afraid,
No.
you know, don't be afraid.
Nope. You
And,
got to take care of yourself.
And we have good doctors, good top guys around here.
That's
Especially
right.
now they're building a new hospital. I'm not too
Yep.
happy about that, but they're moving there. I mean, when I drive the motor patrol and ambulance, like for the police department, I used to get to know all the doctors, all the lawyers, nurses, and taking patients in and out, you know. So I'm going to miss Montgomery Hospital a lot.
But we're going
you
to be
know.
able to do great things at the new one. We're going to be
Yeah.
able to expand our care, including having open heart surgery at the new hospital, which
They're
we
gonna do
don't
them,
have,
yeah.
which we don't have currently available in this area. So that's
They're
going to be a
gonna do
wonderful
open heart
thing.
surgery there?
Yes,
Wow.
which is going to be
Over
great.
here, what they do right now, they just
Cardiac cath is
yeah,
what we
just
can
check
do.
you out and go someplace
Well,
else.
right now, Montgomery Hospital is one of the few hospitals in the Philadelphia region that is able to do cardiac catheterization. And what that means is that if you have a heart attack, you can come to Montgomery Hospital and we can stop your heart attack while it's happening. We are one of the few in central Montgomery County that can do that. And we can actually save your heart muscle and prevent further heart damage if we can catch that heart attack while it's happening. So that's why it's really important for people to know what the signs and symptoms are of heart attacks. And what I want your viewers to know is that there's a myth that heart disease is a man's disease, and that it doesn't happen that way. Women are at risk for heart disease too, and we're at high risk for it, especially older women. We tend to have worse outcomes if we have a cardiac arrest. What people need to know is that people think that when they're having a heart attack, is that they're instantaneously going to get chest pain, and that's how they're going to know. And that's not always how a heart attack presents, especially for women. For women, it can come on more like the flu. They have nausea, they have vomiting, they have shortness of breath, instead of that sharp shooting pain in the chest radiating down the arm.
gradual.
It's a different...
Gathering storm.
Correct. It's a different type of symptom for a woman. So you need to be really, really careful, and you need to know what those symptoms are. You need to be aware of it. And if you think that something is going on and it doesn't feel like the normal thing, call right away. You need to call your doctor or call 911. It's better to get checked out.
Right.
It's better to have testing done. But you want to make sure that you know those things. But women think that heart disease is a man's disease. Women think that colon cancer is a man's disease, and it's not. It affects men and women.
My daughters get that. They get together, the three of them, they go there all at one time.
Yeah, they make it a
Hold each
party.
other's hands, like, I
That's
don't know.
good. That's good. That's good. And I know a lot of ladies who do that when it comes to breast cancer.
You know, go there, go with somebody.
Sure.
You know,
Go with someone.
After I had my second hip replacement, Dr. Paleo, they tell me afterwards, okay? But they told me that during the operation, or right near the end of the operation, my heart started going boop, 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 boop.
Okay.
And they had to kick it up or something.
Yep.
And so after the operation, they come over and they told me, they says, look, he says, a little bit of your heart was slowing down a little bit,
Right.
so we had to kick it up now. I said, so we recommended you get a pacemaker. You know.
Okay.
I says, whatever it is, Doc, put it in there, so they keep the motor, keep the motor running. And so they replaced a heart, what do you call it, pacemaker here. I got
Right.
it over here.
Right. To keep
And
everything
they
in
check
rhythm.
it every once in a while,
Yep. Yeah. Just to
And,
double check.
So, I'm still bobbing and weaving here. Good Lord, I'll be there. I'll stick around a little bit, I'll be out there. But really, now, you have something else going on here.
I
at
do, and this
Montgomery
is
County
really
Community College.
Montgomery County Community College on March 26th. We
Can you
are.
lift that up just
I
a little
can.
bit? Can you see
Sure.
that? Get a good shot of that. Right.
On Saturday, March 26th, we are having our.
From 9 to noon.
9
okay?
to noon.
Admission free.
Yes, this is free admission. This is the 11th annual Montgomery County Wellness Expo. This is a sponsored event between Montgomery Hospital, the Bluebell Rotary, and Montgomery County Community College. The expo is at Montgomery County Community College, and this is an excellent opportunity for everyone in the community to come and get their health checked.
Right.
We have all kinds of free screenings. We have lots of healthcare information. The students that are in the nursing and allied health programs over at Monco provide lots of information and giveaways and different screenings. We also offer on that day reduced cost blood testing, and this is really important, especially for those folks out there
What do you mean by blood testing?
Blood testing. When you go to the hospital, if your doctor says you need a blood test, we want to check and make sure your levels are okay.
I have to do that.
Okay, you might need to do it because they're checking your blood sugar. So they say, we want you to go get a blood test. You would normally come to the hospital to do that. What we do on this day is we basically set up our lab, our phlebotomists and our lab techs go to Montgomery County Community College. We set up in the gym, and you can come and get your blood tested for a reduced cost rate. So if you go to the hospital now, it goes through your insurance.
Right.
Okay, you might have a copay that you need to pay,
Right.
plus the bill maybe, and plus the doctor's bill for getting the referral.
What are they gonna do
This,
here?
you come here, you pay $39 to have one type of test done, which is basically a complete blood test. You can pay $29 for a PSA test, which is to check for prostate cancer.
Right. That's what I got to do next week.
Right, and we have another test which is $39, and it's called an Ultra C reactive test. And what that does is it checks your heart. It checks the cholesterol levels in your heart. And so for a reduced amount of money, you can come and get your blood tested, and you'll get the results directly back to you. It goes to your doctor.
Just like that. You pay
So-
that money and that's it. You don't have to worry about
That's right.
insurance and
So
all
it
that.
doesn't go through insurance. You don't have to worry about making a doctor's appointment in order to get your referral, to
Yeah.
go to the hospital, to get your blood drawn, and then wait to hear things back. This is all in one spot. And we actually offer the blood testing in the morning. And it is a great way for people to get a good look. Usually it costs about $200 for a true blood test. This is a really more discounted way to do that. And it helps, especially folks that don't have insurance. This is what we've heard the last couple of years. There's a lot of people, unfortunately, in the county who are out of work. And they might be carrying a lot of different workloads and they don't have insurance, or they're working different hours at 2 different jobs, or they're on unemployment. This way you can come, you pay out of pocket,
Boom.
you don't have
That's
to worry
it.
about insurance, and you can find out very quickly whether everything is in line or whether you've got something that you need to have double checked. If you don't have a doctor, if you don't have a family doctor, what the hospital does is we check your results. If your results are normal, you won't hear from us. It's fine.
Good.
But if you have something that's abnormal, if it's out of where the range that it should be in, there will be a physician from our hospital that will contact you to let you know that you need to make an appointment to go see someone, and we'll find ways to help
In other
you
words, you're
get
getting a
medical care.
professional opinion.
Correct. That way it's not going untreated.
Advice. Right.
Correct, to say, you need to go and get this check, this is what this screen's for, this is what it could indicate, this is why you need to go to the doctor. And that way, you're not just forgetting about your health, because what happens is sometimes if people think, oh, I'm fine, or I don't have health insurance, or I don't want to pay the money. Your health is so important. You need to make sure you're taking care of yourself.
When you go there, you meet other people.
Absolutely.
And you talk to this guy, I'll give you some information, and that's what you do, The first time I had the hip replacement, I was at rehab all by myself. The second, 8 years later, there were 5 or 6 of us, and
lots
we
of
were able
people.
to talk and exchange.
Sure.
And the day went faster, and I was.
And you were
it's a
competing
whole lot.
against each other, and
Right. And
pushing
then
each
they have
other
a
on.
reunion, A lot
Yeah.
of times people go on a vacation, they meet somebody on the beach. Oh, we're gonna meet them. Go to rehab, and if you're both walking around with canes, and then when you're well, you get to go have a party or
That's
something.
right. That's right.
Now next week I got to take what they call PSA.
PSA test?
With Dr. Rosenthal. Now, 1 week before I go there to check the prostate, which I understand he said that I still have, in other words, I had colon cancer, prostate cancer. Now he told me there's cancer there, but they're not going to bother. I'm too old to go, to do anything about it. They're just there, and it won't,
Right.
when it goes, it goes. When I go with it, whatever. But then he checked that, and then when he gets there, he'll look at it and see if it's high or low or medium
Right.
or rare or whatever.
What's going on?
Don't make any whatever difference. I just bother. So that's why I want to enjoy myself.
That's
I want to
right.
go to play. I want to have a good time while I'm here. I'm not going to wait until I should have did this and I should have. Do it now.
That's right.
Okay.
It's
Get
important.
checked out. Have a good time. Go to a good restaurant. Go see a good show. And that's what it's all about.
That's right.
Now,
Gotta
we'll talk
enjoy
about the
yourself.
walk. Now, Stan Husky and I, we bobbing and weaving out there.
Right?
He'll be there.
He will. Stan will be there. Absolutely. Stan will be there. Our folks from the Cancer Center will be there.
Oh, how about ShopRite? They help us out.
ShopRite is helping out.
Tell us about some of the sponsors.
Sure. ShopRite is. Let me talk about ShopRite a little bit. ShopRite is our food and beverage sponsor for the event. And when you go to Norristown Farm Park, if you're familiar with the farm park, when you walk through, there's a pavilion area. And they set up that area with lots of fruits and vegetables and breakfast items so that when folks come out to the walk in the morning, they can stop there halfway through the walk, grab something to drink. We've got lots of water, grab something to drink,
Right.
something to eat. And what I always find with the pavilion area is that it's a great place for folks, like you said, to get together and talk.
Right, and that's what it's all about. You know, and then our half hour is over, so let's wrap it up. Here.
Sure.
What are you going to do? Let's hit them. We got 30 seconds.
Walk through the park May 21st, Wellness Expo March 26th. Take care of your health, take care of each other.
Right, and all my friends, anybody, and I have a web page now, and what is it? www.hankcisco.co.cc. Okay, so I got a web page. It's something about boxing and some of the policemen I worked with, and some of the school guides, and anything I did throughout my life, I'm going to put on that web page. And so you'll know that some of the things we did here in Norristown, the county seat of Montgomery. And Montgomery Hospital, the walk, I'm going to have my grandson there. You know, he's a policeman now. I'm going to ask him to get all the other police and firemen there together, okay? And we're going to have a good time. And so,
Pleasure.
Always
a pleasure.
Wonderful, wonderful to get this going. I'm so happy. I can't wait till it. I even have my little lifesaver
That's
there
right.
just in case. All right, and you do have one of these here, but I got a
do.
new one coming.
Thank you.
I got a new one. Let's see if you get it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's sit here, and I say in Italian, alla salute. That means to your health, and we're talking about health
That's
today.
right.
All right. Grazie. More of house visits.
They don't
We
do
come
house
right
calls.
into your house with this information.
That's
so
right.
until we meet, keep bobbing and weaving, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
I want somebody to announce
Alrighty.
me like that all the time.